Alright folks, I am getting the 4430 set up on the round baler, and I have a second monitor for the baler, and this is my monitor here. Now this one is actually a second monitor that I purchased because the screen on my primary monitor that I got with the baler was starting to fail, and I bought one of these for about the cost of what the replacement screen was going to be. And I've got written in paint marker on top here what the starting bale count was on this monitor, so I can always add them together and get a true number on the baler, but that's not the point. The failure here, and excuse the beeping, we had lines that essentially, I'm gonna shut that off. You can see how everything was bold in print, and we basically had lines, horizontal lines across that screen failing, progressively getting worse. So I wanted to fix it so I could have a monitor in both tractors instead of just swapping stuff around. So I'm going to take you over there and show you what we're working with there. Okay, here's what we got. It's all disassembled already. This is the back of the casing. You got the front with all the buttons, bottom panel, top panel, and then this is the inside. And this is kind of flipped around here because this is that screen that has failed. Now this is a little bit of a rant for me, maybe it is for you, I don't really know. Let me set you up here. So if you've been on any of the forums, or if you're a farmer and you've been down this road, I'm sure people have complained across in the past and to this day constantly all the time that manufacturers are making way too much money on parts. They charge an arm and a leg. I've never had a good example to actually confirm that they really are charging a crazy amount until I came across this. So this monitor, just the screen here and computer board on the back, it's one assembly. It's got a part number and a manufacturer, original equipment manufacturer right on the back, and it is not the manufacturer of the baler. So I called them up, asked them how much it was, and it was $475 for a new one, plus shipping, because I don't have a dealer close to me. Okay, well, I decided this is the backup monitor, it's the secondary. I don't really want to spend over $500 on a screen. I'd probably just switch the monitors back and forth. But then I got curious and I tore it apart, and what I found on the back was the make and model number of that computer board. And I started searching around on good old eBay, and I found the same manufacturer, same model number, but instead of buying it from a dealer, I bought it directly from the manufacturer on eBay with shipping, $140. Now if you run a business, and I'm not attacking the dealers here because I have a sneaking suspicion that the dealers are making a standard markup of some sort, but it's probably not 300%. It's probably, you know, the corporate offices that are doing all the sourcing for these things, and they're probably charging the dealer way too much for them to start with, or even dictating what the dealership has to charge for it. I don't know how that's all set up. What I know is from where you can buy this from the manufacturer of this component to where you buy this component from the manufacturer of the machine, the price was triple. And I don't know, but that's a pretty good example of whatever's going on there, whether it's corporate greed or I don't know. I really don't know what it is, but there's a pretty good example of, regardless of what's going on there, if you do a little bit of homework, get a little outside your comfort zone, tear something apart, you know, see what you can find. You might be lucky like I was and find the manufacturer name and part number right there on the back. And I definitely did not spend $350 worth of labor looking this up and getting it ordered and getting it here. I did have to wait a little bit longer, but not by much. So my rant is over. I'm going to take you guys along. I'm going to try and rebuild this thing, get it back in action. We'll get it in the tractor. Okay, so here we go. Right after my rant, I already noticed one small difference between these boards. And the electrical connector that gets power to the board versus this one is a slightly different connector. So we're going to have to work on that first. I'll make a plan and bring you back. All right, folks, I'm back with you now. I guess my rant was a little premature because this is not exactly plug and play, right? I had to swap the wire that provides power to the new board. And the other thing we had to do, and I actually needed some outside help for this, but on this board, there's these row of pins right here. That connector did not come on this board, so we had to desolder it from the old board, which I was able to do. But all these little bitty solder joints up here, I ended up going to a buddy of mine's place. He specializes in computer repair and all that kind of stuff, and he was able to solder that back in for me. So, like I said, not quite plug and play, although it's close. But we did have a little bit extra cost associated with that, just because, well, I'm not going to let them work for free. So now we're going to try and reassemble all this, but we're still, you know, if this works, we're still a third of the cost of the manufacturer direct part. So we'll plug this back in for power. That's in. Now the tricky part of getting these pins to go through the board below. Once we get these lined up and in, oh, there is a connector on the other board, okay. All right, that snapped in really easy, actually. Huh. Almost, oh, got a pinched wire, we don't want that. Yeah, they're not quite snapped in, they're close. We're gonna have to, yeah, we're gonna have to get this to line up a little bit better, I think. Oh, you know what, actually, that's pretty, oh, there we go. We got it to seat down in there nicely. I think it's just a matter of screwing it down now. All right, let's find the right screws here. There's 4 of them. Oh, that's why you do projects all at one time, so you don't get this confused. Which I have. Let's get this on the ESD sheet. Aha. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, here we go. It's these 4. And I need my micro screwdriver to put these back in with. Ah, I'm losing my tools. Here we go. So theoretically now we've got the right part number for our replacement board. We've got all the pins seated and connected like they're supposed to be. Theoretically speaking, get this all put back together, should just fire up and power on and work and be completely repaired. But we will find out here as soon as I get this put back together. I'll get this all slapped back together, show you where we're at, and we'll go test it out. Alright, last few screws going back in. Oh. I know something I forgot to do. I forgot to take the protective cover off the new screen. See if I can take this cap off and reach it from this side. Maybe the pick set will come in handy again. If I can get it to, without scratching, it's underneath. Hoping I could poke a hole in it and see if I can get it to drag itself out, but it's not being that flexible with me right now. Oh, ooh, I got it hooked pretty good that time. Let's see. Yeah, got it. That saved a whole bunch of disassembly time. All right, we're gonna put these screws back in, then we're gonna go plug it into the tractor and see what it looks like. Two more. All right, let's go to the tractor. All right, I gotta tighten the mounting bolts, but I've got it on our makeshift mount here. Time to find out. Uh-oh. No power. Oh, haha, I hit the wrong switch. Look at that. Beautiful. No lines. Everything's showing up just like it should. I'm gonna call that fixed, baby. All right. That is awesome. So, get that to stop beeping. Let's see. That's one, that's two. Those are my hay settings, those are my corn stalk settings. It's the same on the other monitor. Let's see. Reset the net. Go back. There we go. Total bale count, 15,692. There's more than that since we have two monitors. But, oops. But yes, this baler's been used. And it's been rebuilt and all kinds of stuff, but boy, that is awesome. Awesome, awesome. I don't know if my buddy will watch this, if he's much of a YouTube watcher, but John, huge shout out, thank you to helping with those pins to get that monitor back in action. Now both the old girl, the 4430, And the newer tractor, the 6430, now they both have round baler monitors in it, so, and moisture monitors, so we can just back up, hook up to whatever we want and go use it. So this is awesome, especially with the new tires on the back, the added ground clearance for the windrows. Super stoked to have that in action. I'm going to tighten up those mounting bolts. That's a wrap on the mini project with getting that monitor fixed. But thank you so much. Like, subscribe, drop a comment. We'll see you next time, folks. God bless you.